they came up with a microphone, you know, it looks like the dick, and they're like, you want this? I'm like, dude, this is fucking alpha con, not beta con. I ain't doing no dick stick. But hey, thanks for having me. Listen, I don't normally start out like this, but who'd want to hear a song? Well, you should have bought a ticket to a concert then, motherfucker. Because I don't sing songs, but I do teach people how to get paid like a motherfucker. Who wants to learn that? You know, a lot of people, they don't understand that success, if you really think about it, is not that difficult. It's not that complicated. You just have to like simplify shit. Ultimately, you have to believe in yourself. Really, that's what it boils down to. So many people believe in other people's opinions more than their own. It stops them from doing anything. So, over the next 2 hours, what is it, two and a half hours I got with you? I'm joking, it's only 40 minutes. I'm gonna try to tell you exactly how I did it so you can do the same thing, build that confidence, build that self-image, because regardless of what you guys believe, universal law says you will never outperform your own self-image. So if you do not raise that self-image that you have of yourself, folks, nobody up here is going to tell you shit that's going to work. Because you're going to self-sabotage yourself over and over and over and over and over until one day you start blaming other fucking people. When in reality, if you want to meet the person that can make you wealthy as shit, you need to go into a bathroom, close the door, make sure it's empty, look around, and when you see that son of a bitch looking at you, kiss their ass. Be their best friend. Talk good about them. Hug them. Love them. Sounds all lame, but trust me, it works. You gotta uncomplicate shit. It's not that difficult. I dropped out of school at 16 years old, didn't get a freaking high school diploma, I didn't get degrees. You know, people say, well, brother, I thought you said you had 2 MBAs and 4 bachelors. Well, I do, but they're working for me. Because you don't need a degree if you can fucking hire one. Okay? What you need is some belief in yourself. What you need is some confidence. You need the ability to sell clothes and persuade people. You need the right mindset. You need the right skill set. And you need the right habits. That's really all it takes. Anybody tells you different than that, they're lying to you. That's all it takes. That's all I had. So, first, let's uncomplicate shit for a minute. One time I was a waiter at a restaurant. And matter of fact, it was when I moved to Las Vegas. I moved to Las Vegas one time just for shits and giggles. I called my buddy. He said, dude, there's more chicks down here than you can freaking imagine. You know, UNLV, swimming pools, palm trees, girls everywhere. I said, dude, I'll come down there for a weekend. He said, come on. So I went and told my boss, hey, I got to go to Vegas for a weekend. He said, no. And I said, oh, dude, I'm going to Vegas for a weekend, and then I'll be back. He said, no, you leave, you're fired. I said, well, then I'll fucking work there when I get back. I'm going to Vegas. So I shot down to Vegas with about $3,500 in my pocket, and within, I think, a day, I had nothing in my pocket. And so I had to get a job waiting tables to get back. I had no money to go home. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta get a job. So I got a job waiting tables. Well, it turns out at this Italian restaurant, the dessert menu was like where they made all their money. Apparently, there's a lot of margin in tiramisu. So they tell me, hey, if you sell desserts, you get this bonus, you get that bonus, you get all this shit. So I'm like, okay. So for about 2 weeks, man, I just wiped the floor with everybody. All the waiters were wondering, what the hell is he doing? They're listening like this when I'm getting the table done. They're listening to see what I'm saying. They don't know what I'm saying. I'd leave, they'd say, dude, what are you doing? I wouldn't tell them. Again, you gotta uncomplicate shit. All I did different than the rest of the waiters is they would wait until everybody's done eating to walk up and say, can I get you some dessert? Let me show you the dessert menu. And then what do you say when you're all stuffed? Huh? Yeah, we're good. I'd ask them when they're fucking hungry. I'd walk up before I even asked them for their dinner order. I'd be like, dude, do you want some tiramisu? You want this? You want that? Hey, we got this souffle. You got to order it now if you're going to want any because we're almost out. The key lime pie is bomb and it's almost gone. You want some? They're like, fuck yeah, I'll take 2. And then when I got up there, if they were full, they'd say, hey, can you take that to go? Because nobody wants to be a dick and send a dessert back, so they just take it to go. I caused them to buy so many styrofoam containers, it was unbelievable. And when I was quitting, I quit eventually, and somebody came up and said, dude, tell me how you sell so many desserts. I said, well, dude, all you got to do is ask them when they're hungry. They're like, what are you talking about? I said, you're asking them when they're full, and I asked them when they're hungry. And they went, holy shit, dude. And they acted like I was the smartest dude on fucking planet Earth. And right now, some of you guys might be thinking the same thing, like, oh, that's clever. Guys, that's not clever. That's uncomplicating shit. You see what I'm saying? So let's uncomplicate success, okay? Let's uncomplicate it. Number 1, you guys got to understand something. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. You understand that? The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Period. Prove me wrong. Let's uncomplicate it. They tell you money doesn't grow on trees. Who's heard that? Raise your hand. Okay, did they ever tell you where it does grow? You want to know where it grows? In other people's pockets. Okay, so if you know the money you want is in other people's pockets, wouldn't you want to introduce yourself a whole lot? Wouldn't you want to start building a lot of relationships? Relationships are the new economy. Relationships is the new currency. How come you're not going out and introducing yourself to new people? Not the same people, new people every single day. Because if you literally just started tomorrow, today, I mean, there's people here you don't know. And again, I keep telling people, man, don't worry about what we're saying up here. Follow us. If I can hear it 100 times. Okay? Worry about who's sitting next to you. That dude right there has got money in his motherfucking pocket. Sean Whalen got some already. Lions, not sheep, huh? So you start looking at Patriot. He went. I heard he went before me. Did he? No, I'm not the comedian. That's Keith. Yeah. But my point is guys, it's so simple. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Go out every single day and establish new relationships. Introduce yourself. Here's the problem, though. Most people don't want to introduce themselves. You know why? Oh, what if they think I'm stupid? That's the problem. You guys, you cannot value other people's opinion more than you value your own. So I'm going to give you 6 things that you can do starting right now that if you do over time, you will eventually build your self-worth, your self-value, your self-love. And there's people in here with a what's called an ego because, oh, it's not me, that's not me. Trust me, guys. There's some shit going on in your mind that's crazy. There's a subconscious who understands. Raise your hand. Okay, everybody understands, right? Subconscious, that means below awareness. It means you don't know what the fuck's going on in that thing. But let me tell you something. You've had it your whole life. It's been there your whole life. Your whole life's been recording all the lies you've told, all the shit you've done, okay, all the procrastination, all the diets you said you'd start and you didn't. All the things you've ever done, that's been recorded. Every sound, every smell, every word has been recorded. And the problem is, some of you are unaware that you don't think you're worth success. So you can bust your ass going all these and you'll never succeed. Why? Because you don't think you deserve to. And that's the problem. So I'm going to walk you through 6 steps that will solve that. Number 1, you got to forgive yourself and others. It sounds lame, but it's true. You just look in the mirror, man, and you tell yourself, I forgive you for all the bullshit you've put me through. Because believe me, most people are their biggest enemy. You're your biggest enemy. You just don't know it. We're unaware of it. So what we do is we forgive ourselves, and then we forgive others too, because all that resentment and bullshit does not make for positive vibes. Whatever anybody's done to you, let it go. More importantly, whatever you've done, let it go. Wipe the slate clean. Step 2, commit to do what you say you're going to do. It's really simple, guys. It's just a decision. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. That's just a decision. Oh, but it's hard. No, it's not. It's just a decision. Do what you say you're going to do. That's the commitment you're making. I'm going to do everything I say I'm going to do. You're the one that gets to decide what you do and what you agree to. So just don't agree so much. Sometimes it's like we say yes because we feel obligated. Oh, it's my friend, it's my mom, it's my parents, it's my brother. Who gives a fuck? Do you want to do it? If the answer is yes, I'll do it, then you motherfucking do it. That's step 2. Step 3, you want to rack up the wins, people. If you lose a lot, what do you think that makes you? Anybody?
Loser.
Makes you a loser. You lose a lot, it makes you a loser. What if you win a lot? What's that make you? You're a winner. Do we want to be winners? Of course we do. So what do? We got to rack up the wins. That's step 3. Rack up the wins, folks. You can't erase memory, but you can replace memory. So you want to rack up those wins on a regular basis. Quit setting these stupid-ass goals they tell you to make. Stretch goals, you know. Shoot for $1 million. If you come in at 900, that's good enough. No, that's a loss. Think about it. Straight up loss. So set smaller goals. And again, if some of you guys are thinking, oh, I don't agree. I'm making 9 fucking figures. Just again, like, listen. This is what I mean by it ain't rocket science. Like, if you want to be buff, go watch what the buff person's doing. Go watch what the buff person's eating. Do what they're doing, you'll get what they're getting. It's that simple. Quit questioning everything. You gotta just literally start to believe in your mind that, listen, like action causes like result. Well, not me, I can't do it. This will fix that. That's the problem. So you gotta rack up those wins. You just lower your goals a little bit. It doesn't mean you can't make stretch goals. It doesn't mean you can't make big, dreamy goals. Just make them long term. Today, I'm talking about, what's your goals today? I'm going to go out and walk 1 extra mile or block. I'm going to make 1 more call. I'm going to introduce myself to 1 more person. Can you do that? Huh? Can you do that shit or not? Of course you can. Set those goals where you know you can fucking do it. And then you do it all day long. That's a win. That's a win. That's a win. Who went to the 10X conference where I told everyone to brush their fucking teeth? Anybody? You still remember that? See, everybody remembers that from 10X too. They don't remember shit else except brush your fucking teeth. That's a win, folks. So many people come up to me, Brad, I got a business idea, and I can't fucking even talk to them. They stink. It's like, dude, you didn't brush your teeth. You didn't carry around one of those. That's the best investment, folks. Everybody, next time I see you, should have one of these. Someone's approaching you. What's going on? How you doing? Now, what if somebody thinks you're dumb because you go, fuck them? You don't want to be known as the fucking stinky breath, dude. You only get 1 or 2 where you got stinky breath. You get 1 or 2. 3rd time in a row, oh, that motherfucker's breath stinks. Every time I see you, that breath stinks. I scroll on Instagram and see you, I can fucking smell your breath. You don't want that shit. Okay? So you rack up the wins on a regular basis. You start to replace those memories with wins. I'm a winner. What's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. You're going to start walking a little taller. You're going to start feeling a little bit better. You're going to start, looking around and looking at your car and looking at your house and looking at your fucking friends and looking at your family and looking at your relationships and looking at your money. And you're going to start going, dude, I deserve more than this. Because you do. And you can get it. But that's what will start happening. This is over time. It's not going to happen tomorrow morning. Okay, but what happens as soon as you start to feel it, and you'll know it too, because you'll start to feel it. Fuck, I deserve better than this fucking piece of shit. How come I don't have fucking $1 million in the bank? Look at these son of a bitches up on stage fucking kicking ass. Guess what? We're not better than you. We're ahead of you. Write that down. They're not better. We're ahead. Nobody's better than you. We're ahead of you. We learned something that you haven't yet. That's it. So So you rack up those wins, you start to stand a little bit taller, you start to feel a little bit more deserving, and you are, and you start to literally start to get a little bit pissed off. And then you start saying, I can do better than this. And guess what will happen? People start talking shit. Your friends, your family, people will start talking shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? You ain't that good looking, dude. Oh, look, he's trying to be fancy. Can you afford that fucking belt, chief? You know, now it's like, because guess what? They want to pull you right back down to normal. And then what most people do is we listen to them. And that's the problem. You're listening to somebody else's fucking opinion. You know, newspapers said the internet was stupid. Radio said television's fucking lame. Don't listen to this shit, folks. You gotta ignore all this crap and get it out of your head. Your mind is a fertile ground. It's a garden. Think of it as a garden. If you plant corn, what do you think you get? Right? You plant wheat, what do you think pops out? You plant shit, what do you think you get? You plant negative, what do you think you get? Guys, it's universal law shit, man. It's simple. Quit making it complicated. Man, how do we get rich? It's very simple. Shake a lot of hands. Introduce people. Solve problems. You know what I'm saying? People are paying for problems to be solved. It's easy. What problems are happening in your neighborhood, in your city, in your community, in your world? Solve them. Everyone's running from problems. I don't want to deal with my problems. Well, you need to face them. You need to freaking step up. You need to solve problems. One of the problems you're going to encounter is people talking shit. Raise your hand if you've ever been talked shit or you've talked shit. Raise your hand. It's pretty much everybody. Okay, so I'm not lying. So you want to stop that shit. That's step 4. Get rid of the idiots. Stop the nonsense. Don't allow it in. What you allow to go in your garden will grow. And if you're not aware that it is a garden and it does grow, then you're going to have a massive mess. And your garden is going to be weeds and bullshit and negativity and nonsense and chaos and depression and anxiety and worry and fear. Why? Because you don't know to fucking take control of your own fucking head. You get to decide what you believe, bro. I don't get to tell you. That shirt's dumb, by the way. See what I'm saying? Like, fuck you, dude. I like this shirt. I don't need you to like my shirt. So you literally block out the idiots. That's step 4. Then step 5, very important. And remember, guys, this takes time. This isn't overnight. It's going to take 30, 60, 90, 120 days, for some of you maybe a year. And you have to do it, or you're just going to be like, that didn't work. It didn't work because you didn't do it. If you do this, it will work. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. You know why? Because you'll find yourself. And you'll start to fucking live happy. All by yourself, with no money. It doesn't matter. You don't need friends. You don't need accolades. You don't need any of that shit. You're happy because you found you. But step 5 is very important if you want to get rich. Live an epic life. Which, by the way, I highly recommend. Number 5. You got to visualize and figure out what success looks like to you. Because everybody asks me, what's the key to success? There's no key, man. It's a combination. And everyone has their own. How many people have heard people commit suicide that are rich? You're like, fuck, how did they do that? They're rich. Because they're worried about other people. They base what they think is successful on somebody else's opinion, their parents, society. Dude, don't worry about those people. Go figure out what you think success looks like and get specific with it. And then visualize it every single day. Visualize it every single day. Visualization works. It's no bullshit. It's a fact. They've done studies where they've had people shooting free throws. People thinking about shooting free throws. And then people not doing anything. The people that thought about shooting free throws, just visualize shooting them, improved the same amount as the ones that actually practiced. See what I'm saying? It works. There's been somebody in a prison camp that thought about golfing for like 10 years. They thought about golfing this particular course. They got out and shot a 72. Never played that course, never played golf. Everyone's like, it's impossible. It's not impossible, folks. Your mind is very powerful. You are very powerful. You are a freaking human being, man. If I cut your skin right now, automatically, without you doing anything, your brain says, hey, go set some plates down there, plug that shit up, and regrow that skin, let's make it all brand new again. Like, dude, is that not amazing? It's freaking amazing. We're amazing individuals. You're an amazing individual. And that's another thing. You're a damn individual, dude. There's no one like you on fucking planet Earth. Isn't that rare? Isn't that valuable? Not if you don't think it is. So you got to start thinking it is. Step 5 is to visualize exactly what you think this success looks like for you, and then you visualize it every single day. You visualize what it feels like. Most people miss the emotion. The emotion causes the vibration, and that's what literally starts to attract all of the people and opportunities into your life. And if you're looking to solve problems, you start to see them, you start to recognize them, and the next thing you know, it's manifested right in front of your face. And you're like, oh my God, this shit works. Step 6. Step 6 is the most important. You have to freaking get new information. Key word, new. You got to get new information on a regular basis. Every single day you should be seeking new information. And I ain't talking about reading the shampoo bottle while you're sitting on the shitter. Oh, let's see what that says. So what's in there? That's new. No, I'm talking about books. Talking about podcasts, I'm talking about things like this. You should all be freaking happy that you're here. Why? Because, dude, you're better than the people that aren't here. Who saw all the fucking shits and giggles about AlphaCon? The only reason I'm laughing is because they didn't bash me too hard. They said my name, Bradley, boy, they ain't nothing more alpha than that. They were going to name me Brock, but then I would have been Broccoli. So I'm glad they went with Brad. But you got to get new information, and here's why. Every day, new information. Like, for example, ask yourself, did I get new information yesterday? See, this is what I mean when I say I'm going to make you aware of it. Once you're aware of it, now you don't do it. It's a what? Choice. It all breaks down to choices, man. The choices you make determine the roads you take. End of story. You want to see somebody that makes great choices? I'll bet you they have a great life. You see some homeless fuck on the street, I bet you their decisions were poor. You can't get rich making poor choices. You gotta literally go, dude, this ain't rocket science. I just gotta make good choices. Well, what are good choices? Well, if you establish what that looks like, that map, you establish exactly what success looks like to you, every day you're gonna start to be faced, presented choices, decisions, right? And then you just ask yourself, does this move me towards or away? That's all you ask yourself every day. Is this towards or away? Towards or away? Towards or away? See how easy that is? And guess what happens? You already know what's right and wrong. You have it inside you. You have intuition. We're all born with it. You know the difference. What should I do? If you're like, I don't know. No, it's because you don't believe in yourself. That's why you don't know. How about you? What do you think I should do? You do? Well, that's not what he said. Like, dude, what the fuck do you think? See? So you do these things. You start to value what you think by seeking new information, reading books, learning, becoming more valuable, becoming more experienced. Just because you read it doesn't mean you have to agree with it. But you have to read it so you can think. And the thinking is what makes you magical. The thinking. People don't think much anymore. You're not thinking for yourself. We're listening to the news and the fucking media, which is all bullshit. So you got to seek new information on a regular basis. If you want to change what you're getting, you got to change what you're doing. Make sense? Simple, right? If you want to change what you're doing, you got to change what you believe. Right? Because the reason you do what you do and think what you think and do and act the way you act is 100% based on your belief system. Your beliefs are why you do what you do, is why you are where you are, is why everything in your life is based on your beliefs, and that is why you are where you are in life. You want to go higher, you got to believe something different. Why? Because what you believe is where you are. Or give it a little more time. Some of you guys, by the way, might be doing all this and kicking ass, and you're just, it takes a little time. Don't worry about that. But maybe you're already on the right track. I'm not talking to you if you're already kicking ass and taking names. I'm talking to you if you're thinking, that's me. He's talking to me. Because there's a lot of people, especially when you look around the room at a thing called AlphaCon, and everybody looks fucking alpha and shit. And they're fucking not that alpha. They're very insecure. They have no confidence, and they're worried about what everybody else thinks. That's not alpha. And by the way, alpha is not necessarily big dick and I'm cool. Alpha is not I'll kick your ass. Alpha is the beginning. See what I'm saying? Alpha is the primary. Number one. That should be you. You are number one. You are alpha. So, seek new information on a regular basis. Every single day you want to get new information. Pick up a book, read 10 minutes. I have this thing called $1 Million Morning. I'll share it with you. This thing right here changed my life. Number one, if I just gave you $1 million, how would you feel? Quick. Good? Positive? Happy? Enthusiastic? Right? I'll give you $1 million. Everybody in here is pumped up. But what if I said I'll give you $1 million, but you can't wake up tomorrow? What would you say? Hell no. So you're telling me waking up, just simply waking up, is worth more than $1 million to you. Then how come you don't fucking feel like that every damn day you wake up? Why aren't you enthusiastic when your fucking eyes open? Because you're a bitch. You're literally fucking taking life for granted. Like you need unicorns and shit. You need big deals to come through. Fuck, you woke up, man. That's enough, isn't it? Get that gratitude first thing in the morning, and it shifts your perspective to where now you're out of bed, you get to work out, you get to figure out how to pay rent, you get to go do a deal, you get to make social media posts. That gratitude is amazing. Then you focus on your health. Why? Because if you made $1 million and let your health decline, you give the $1 million to get your health back. So focus on your health. Focus on eating right, getting your heart rate going one time for the day. Then you focus on your relationships. Why? Because relationships are where the money is. I'm telling you guys. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. How do you focus on relationships? You send a text or an email or a message to somebody you want to strengthen a relationship with. You don't want to be one of those people that only reach out when you want something. Who knows someone like that? Raise your hand. Do you answer their call? No. Are you eager to fucking help them? No. Why? Because the fucker only calls when he wants something. Don't be those people, man. Reach out and say, how you doing? Hey, just thought about you. Here's 3 things. Congratulations, condolence, and compliments. Me and my wife just had a little baby. I've got friends everywhere. We're friends. Nobody fucking said congratulations. Thank you. But again, I mean, you can compliment somebody. You can congratulate somebody. You can condole somebody. Condolences, whatever. That's 3 reasons you reach out to somebody for no reason at all. Hey man, just wanted to say congratulations on the kid, man. I saw it. Looks freaking great. Looks cute. Hey, congratulations on that. Hey man, you're looking great, man. Are you losing weight? Hey man, congratulations on your new business. Hey bro, I've been wanting to fucking tell you blah, 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 blah. Every single day you're focused on relationships just by reaching out to people you want to strengthen relationships with. If you're having a problem with your spouse, start texting her from work or him from work. Say sexy shit. Okay? They'll start going, what the fuck's going on here? Trust me, dude. You'll start getting along a lot better. Because you're just reaching out for no reason. You're complimenting, you're congratulating, you're consoling people on a regular basis. That's relationships. That's every morning. That's why I call it the $1 million morning. It's worth more than $1 million just to wake up. Then you focus on your health for a few minutes. Then you focus on freaking relationships. Build some relationships real quick. Then you focus on your money. What are 5 things I can do today to drive revenue? Well, Brad, it's not all about money. Shut the fuck up. Again, it's just like, come on, people. It is about money. Money allows you to be more of what you are. Money doesn't turn you into a bad person. If you're a dick with a lot of money, you're a bigger dick broke, I promise you. Money doesn't make you anything other than what you already are. Don't blame it. Try to get some of it. Get as much as you can of it, because when you get that money,
It allows you to do bigger things, get in bigger rooms, hang around better people, grow and develop. You guys want to grow, right? You got to get in other rooms. You can't hang around the same people. You got to keep reaching out, new relationships, new information, new people. Doesn't mean you got to forget all these people. But guess what happens when these people, they don't know what you know? Guess what they start saying? What do you think? Oh, who the fuck do you think you are? Well, the smart ones will. The smart ones are like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? I'm with you. But you're going to outgrow relationships. So what? You know why you don't want to outgrow your relationships? Because you don't like you enough. See, I'm not worried. I don't worry about missing out on a party. Okay? The parties miss out on me. If I'm not at the fucking party, it must not have been that goddamn good. I didn't miss anything. See what I'm saying? That's the position you have to take. And when someone goes, oh, you're an arrogant prick, fuck you. I don't care what you think. Because, and by the way, I'm assuming everyone has ethics and integrity and all that shit. Because I'm talking about, being a good person. You can't be a piece of shit. Well, it'll probably still work, but I don't recommend it. Okay, and then step 4 of that $1 million morning is open a book and read 10 pages. You guys don't know what book to read? 4 Agreements. As a Man Thinketh. How to Win Friends and Influence People. The Richest Man in Babylon. The Hard Way just got released. There's a million books out there. Read 10 pages a day. This is before you even get out of your house. You do that every single day, I'm telling you, man, it's freaking powerful what will start happening. But you do those sacred 6. That's what's more powerful. You do the sacred 6 every day for 120, 180 days, you're going to turn around, you're going to go, holy shit, this is unbelievable. How I feel, how I think. You'll think differently, you'll act differently. Well, I don't want to change. I like who I am. No, you fucking don't. If you liked who you were, you'd already be fulfilled. What we want to do is we want to develop and grow and reach our potential. We know there's more out there. That's why we're here. You know there's more. We don't run out of thinking power. You can think forever. It'll never run out. Everything I'm telling you guys, there's no end to it. You can accomplish anything. And that's the truth. Doesn't matter if you went to prison. Oh, poor fella, you went to prison? You're not in fucking prison anymore. Yeah, but felons, come on guys. I can tell you some stories, but I won't. But I can tell you right now, felonies don't stop you. Nothing stops you except you. So that's why I say let's uncomplicate shit. You want to make more money, you want to grow your business, you need to build relationships. The first relationship you want to build is with yourself. Then you can go out and build and attract and nurture some strong-ass relationships with what I just taught you. After you do that, the most valuable thing you can do at that point is build a personal brand. The reason I started with this first is because I always tell people, hey, I want you to build a personal brand. I should make $300 to $500 million in the next 3 years, no shit, from a personal brand. I built one company that lent to my personal brand. I built 6 or 7 with a personal brand. I've made so much money with a personal brand, it'll blow your mind. A personal brand everyone here can make, and it'll make you more money than anything you've ever done in your whole entire life. I was talking to Jimmy Rex, you guys heard him speak earlier. I was talking to him at the bar. He said, dude, my personal brand, He was telling me I made $1 million here because of the brand. So let me teach you real quick. I got 11 minutes and 53 seconds. Actually, I got as much time as I fucking want. But I'll respect Jeremiah and his first event and stay on time. But I want to teach you guys how to build a personal brand. Does anyone follow me on social media? Let me tell you a story. So I was just like everybody else. I'm out there trying to build a personal brand. I had I don't remember, 30,000 followers, and I'm thinking to myself, what should I say? What should people hear? I get the pictures where I'm looking all fucking cool and shit, and sayings and shit. You know what I'm talking about? You're looking all pensive and shit, like, Or hey, I'm heading to the gym even though I don't want to. Do it anyway. You need to do it anyway. Who's seen that? Who's seen that? See what I'm saying? Everyone's doing that shit. That's what I was doing. I was trying to figure out what to do, what to say. I was trying to figure out how to produce content. Because you got to put the content out. And every day I was trying to figure out how to put content. And by the way, I'm trying to build companies. I got real issues. I got employees. I got all kinds of shit going on. And then I had this camera guy named Sebastian, and he would be on time every day. And he'd come in and say, dude, time to make content. I'd be like, dude, I got a phone call to make. Hold on, just give me 5 minutes. And he'd come back, dude, we got to make content. Dude, we got to make content. We got to make fucking content, dude. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, this is unbelievable, man. I'm running businesses here. I don't have time to make content. I don't have time for this shit. Who's ever felt they don't have time for it? Okay, so did I. Well, he popped his fucking head in one last time and he said, dude, we gotta make content. And I looked at him, and I'm on a fucking phone call, and I said, dude, turn the fucking camera on. I am the content. Boom! I went right back to fucking talking to the customer. Employee walked in, I started talking to the employee. I forgot the camera was even on me. I went out to smoke my cigar, and I'm talking shit, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I forgot to make content. Because I am the content. And then I sent it off, and then the next day, the creative team started dropping me being me. And that's when everybody fucking started following. That's when everybody started commenting. That's when everybody started liking it. So that's what I'm here to tell you to do. Quit trying to fucking figure out what content to make and start being the content. Get yourself a camera person. Again, no offense to the camera people, but it ain't that fucking hard. Okay? Hit record and point it at you. Hire someone. Get your brother to do it. Some of you that got your spouses with you, your partners, tell them, hey, fucking film me, dude. Film me. This will work. Don't make excuses as to why you can't do it. You can do it. If you can't do it, it's because you're worried about other people's opinions. You're worried about, oh, what if I look stupid? What if someone says all this shit? Go do the things. That's why I started with that. You gotta fucking value you first. Okay? Once you value you, then you can be the content. You can't be the content if you don't value yourself, because that's contradictory. Okay, so get someone to hold the camera on you. Create content. My content. First thing you need is a source. My source of content. This is a source of content. I'll tell Jeremiah, I want this shit. This is content. I'm being me. I'm talking to my wife, I got a camera on me sometimes. I'm talking to an employee, I got a camera on. I'm doing Closer School Live, my little sales and closing coaching group, I got a camera on me. I'm doing freaking Zoom calls, I got a camera on me. I'm talking to an employee, I got a camera on me. Customer comes in, I got a camera on me. Every day, all day, I got a camera on me. And then that's the source. You need sources to where you don't need to make time. You don't need to make time. That's what stops people. I don't have time. Dude, you don't have time to be yourself. You don't have time to do what you're going to do. This is no time. It's recording what you're doing. Being used. Everything. Get a laugh. Make sure the sound's good. You're good. Second thing you need to do is get your creative. That's the hashtags, the titles. When you're scrolling, a lot of people scroll silently. The words that you put, the subtitles that you put is why they stop, because they read for a few seconds something that intrigued them. Okay? Hashtags, so they trend and all that shit. Look up trending topics. People are like, what do you mean? Well, like you can search for what everybody's searching for and make a video about that and what's your opinion on that. Like one time, I swear to you, I looked up and the number one thing that was being searched at the time is how fat guys get laid. And so I said, well, fat guys get laid by knowing how to sell clothes and persuade bitches. Fat guys get laid by having a lot of money and being funny and being confident. You gotta learn confidence, you gotta make money. How do you make money? You sell shit. How do you sell shit? You go to closer school. I sold like 1,000 closer school tickets for making a how do fat guys get laid video. Like what did it have nothing to do with it? So that's just because people were searching for it. Well, now they see me. And sure, I had people talking shit. Okay? Don't worry about the people talking shit. Number one, they don't know you. Do you know you? Are you a piece of shit? Then who cares what this motherfucker thinks? You're you, man. Love you. Be you. Enjoy you. But get yourself a creative. So the source is where's the footage coming from. Then the creative, hashtags, subtitles, editing. Again, you can get virtual assistants to do it for a couple $100 a month. If you have editors on staff right now, let them do it. You can do it with certain software. There's no excuse. You need to do this. This will make you more money than anything you learn here. Trust me, if you can build a personal brand where you got 1 million followers, you can make money with a fucking swipe up. It's unbelievable. I get more deals and equity and money coming for nothing. Just because of a personal brand. Someone said to me one day, Brad, I want you to coach me. I said, I don't coach. He said, I'll give you $100,000. I said, what time do you want to start? That's all. He said, well, tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, I said, what do you do? He says, well, I sell this and I do that and I do this. And I said, okay, well, because if you want to grow a business, all you got to do is, do more, get better, and scale. Do more than you're doing today, get better, and scale. And you scale by focusing on people and technology. So I asked him what do you do. You sell this shit. He basically, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he prospected and found people to close it on Friday. He closed people. I said, well, how do you make money? He said, well, that's what I do. I said, how do you make money? He said, well, I make money when I close people. I said, well, just close people. He said, well, you have to do all this other shit in order to get someone to close. Make sense? I said, yeah, but do you have to do it? He said, what do you mean? I said, hire a virtual assistant to set the appointments, to run through the Facebook group post, and identify that you'll get through the gatekeeper. Like, you hire someone else to do all that shit. So he did it. He filled up his calendar where he was closing 5 days a week. He went from making $700,000 to like $2.9 million in 1 year. And all he did was fucking stop doing the shit, made no money, hired it out. See, it was simple. Made me $100,000. Why? Well, because he knew who I was and he liked the way I say shit. He gave me $100,000 to tell him. I literally coached him in 20, 30-minute conversation. Made $100,000. Why? Personal brand. People are sending me deals left and right. I've got a new deal starting, blowing up like crazy. Like crazy because of personal brand. Trust me when I tell you guys, write this in big letters. Build my brand. How many of you have private accounts? Don't do that. That's the equivalent of walking up to someone and saying, hey, what's your name? They say, go fuck yourself. None of your fucking business. That's my name. Now, if you want private because you are a private person, well, then just create another one and make that the public one you're going to build a brand with. But you want to build a personal brand, and everyone here can do it. Okay? So you need your creative. The third thing is you need your outlet. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn would be your minimum. Minimum. Which one's most important? YouTube. Go get a YouTube channel, start posting videos there. I'm telling you, 4 years from now, you'll get deals from that. You won't even know why. You know why? Because I don't open up Instagram and type in, how do I buy a house? I don't type into LinkedIn, how do I buy a house? If I type into YouTube, how do I buy a house, and your fucking video on how to buy a house shows up, boom, I call you. See what I'm saying? How to landscape, how to freaking do whatever it is you guys do. You want to be on YouTube, you want a page on YouTube, you want to create content on YouTube. More importantly than the rest of them. Then you take that content, you make micro content, you sprinkle it around the rest of those social media channels, and they drive to your YouTube, your website, your funnels, shit like that. So that's your outlets. Then you need your frequency. How often should you do it? 2 to 3 times per day. Every day. On every fucking channel. Every time I say that, people are like, God damn, that's a lot of work. Not really. You're going to be you all day long anyway. See, these two right here, you guys have been you all day, haven't you? What have you been missing? Any guesses? Let's keep it simple. What have they been missing? It's like a camera. They're a camera away from building a personal brand. I follow these They look interesting. I'd follow people if you're being you and you're interesting and you're out there doing whatever it is you do. And by the way, the people that don't follow you, fuck them. Who cares? You can't make everybody happy. You guys know Grant Cardone. When I started working with that dude, I was following him and he's freaking selling every 5 seconds. He was doing this shit every 5 seconds. I said, God damn, dude, you're going to ruin your brand, man. You're going to make everyone stop following you, dude. I'm going to unfollow you. Like, Christ almighty. He said, you ain't buying nothing. I said, damn, dude, that makes a lot of sense. And now look. I thought he was going to ruin his personal brand. He didn't ruin his personal brand. The people that are going to fucking hate and talk shit are going to get more people to follow you. The people that like you. If they're watching your content, you target them with your Facebook ads. You know what I'm saying? If you're not watching my videos, dude, I'm not going to send you an ad. I'm going to boost my content so I can see who's watching it. If you watch my content, I'm sending you an ad on whatever it is I do. That's how you create those audiences. It makes a big difference between, 3-to-1 ROAS and 30-to-1 ROAS. Big difference. And if you knew that you could spend $1,000 on Facebook and return 9,000, how many thousands would you spend? As many as you could, and that's the last one. That's the boost. You want to freaking spend money getting your face in front of others. You want to make sure everybody knows who you are. Who's Ty Lopez? Dude, that dude's buying real companies and shit. You don't see him on social media anymore. Why? Because he owns Radio Shack and Pier 1 and like parlay that shit into real shit. You know how he started? He paid for you to see his face. And it ain't that good of a face. And now everybody knows who he is, and that creates money. Why? Because folks, let's not complicate it, man. If you want money, build relationships. Get everybody to know who you are. If the whole world knew who you were, you'd be rich as fuck. And that's a fact. But you gotta change. People don't want to change. So I hope everything I gave you, you do. Because if you don't do anything what I just gave you, nothing happened. And we all wasted our time. But if there's even one of you that do what I just explained, this has all been worth it. This has all been worth it. So, I'm out of time. Appreciate you.
Actually, you got 10 more minutes if you want to give to.
Oh, you want some more time?
I want some more time.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's give him some more time.
I'll give you another one, if you want. This one here, I call my life gauges. These I had to develop over time, but guess what? Every time I feel stuck, anybody ever feel stuck? Here's the life gauges that you run, just like when you're driving a car, right? You're driving down the road and all of a sudden you feel like the car slowed down or some sputter. What do you do first? You look at the gauges. You're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Am I out of gas? What's happening? You look at the gauges. How come we don't have gauges for life? So I made some for myself. The first one is mindset. The M gauge. I call them M gauges because they all start with an M. The mindset, folks. Do you know that 99% of the shit that's stopping you is 100% in your mind? You're stopping you. That's the craziest thing ever. We blame presidents, and we blame freaking liberals, we blame COVID. I don't know about you guys, but dude, since COVID hit, I've made a shit ton of money. Right? And by the way, if you guys own businesses and have W-2 employees and you didn't get your ERC refund, anybody heard of that? Yeah, dude. I'm getting people's money back because I did a podcast with the people that do it. So write this down. If you have W-2 employees and you didn't get any money, this is fucking refund. It's free money. It's not a loan, it's refund. The real ERC specialists, plural.com. Go fill that out and see if you've got money coming back, because you probably do. If you had W-2 employees during COVID. Anyway, the life gauge is the mindset is the first gauge. So when something's going wrong and you can't figure it out, it's like, you want more, this is happening, that's happening, it's not really jiving, and things are like, what do I do? First gauge you want to check is your mindset. The mindset is your belief system. Is there some sort of belief holding you back? Is there some sort of problem with your belief system? That's your mindset. If the answer is no, well, now you need to go to your next gauge. The next gauge is your map. Okay? Mindset. Do I believe I can get there? Do I believe all this stuff is possible? If the answer is yeah, I totally believe it. Okay, the map. Do you know where you're going? Do you know how to get there? This is how you identify the problem so you can solve the problem. Do you know where you're going? Do you know how to get there? The answer is yeah, I know exactly where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly where I'm going. Okay, that's your map. A lot of people, believe it or not, they don't know where they're going. What if I said I'll give you $10 million, dude? It's in a cabinet in New York. Go get it. You can have it as soon as you find it. What are you going to want to know? Directions. You're going to want a map. And you're not going to want one drawn by my 6-year-old. You're going to want a GPS. You're going to want to know every freaking, gas station along the way. You want a detailed map of where you're going. That's the second box you check. Because a lot of times, you don't know. The problem is you're going that way when you want to go that way. So you check the map. If it's not your map, it's the third box. That's your motions. Motions. Those are your actions, your daily actions. Folks, this is the easiest one. If everyone just understood this, it'd be so easy in life. What actions are you taking is the box that you're checking. Like, hey, I want to get in shape. Well, what motions am I taking? Am I working out? No. Oh, there's the fucking problem. Yeah, I'm working out. Am I eating right? No. Oh, there's the fucking problem. Because again, dude, getting in shape isn't rocket science, is it? It's a choice. Anyone can do it. Now, again, I'm not talking about somebody with a thyroid issue. Maybe you got some medical issue, then, I can't help that. But most people that want to get in shape, they don't get in shape, number one, because they don't think they're worth that. Or they don't want to go through the pain and suffering. Well, guess what? That's cool. That just means they don't want it that bad. And that's okay. See, that's the thing. It's okay. It doesn't matter what everybody thinks you need to look like. Fuck, what do you think you need to look like? Go there. But those are your motions. You check that gauge, man. What habits do I have? What motions am I making? Because 9 times out of 10, if it's not your mindset and it's not your map, it's your motions, it's your habits, it's what are you doing every day. That's the problem. And then the fourth one, if it's not any of those, is your measurements. That's the fourth M gauge. Measurements. What are you measuring? Because if you're not measuring it, you're more than likely not managing it. So you want to manage your progress. You want to manage the process, the KPIs, the key performance indicators. This works in business too. So you got to measure things. Well, what are you measuring? That's the gauge. You're looking. What am I measuring? What am I measuring? Maybe you're measuring the wrong thing. So now you go fix that. You're like, okay, there's the problem. And then the last one's money. It's a money gauge. And here's what's crazy is most people think, hey, I ain't got enough money, so I'm going to go look at the money gauge. You don't look at the money gauge. If you ain't got enough money, it ain't the money gauge. It's one of these four. If you ain't got enough money right now, it's your mindset, it's your map, it's your motions, or it's your measurements. That's it, bottom line. It's not the money gauge. The money gauge is when you start doing those other things right, you'll start making money, and then you wonder where it goes. Where'd you invest it? Where'd my money go? Because, dude, listen, there's a lot of people that are making great money, but they're just broke at another level. How do I know? Because I was one of them up till about maybe 5 years ago. I was driving around, fancy cars, living in fancy houses, acting cool as fuck, but I was just rich broke. I didn't have any. I made a lot of money, but I spent a lot of money. All the cars, all the houses. I wasn't investing in shit. I didn't do anything. And it was the money gauge was my problem. Where's your money going? I wasn't watching where the money was going. I was spending it to look cool. I was spending it to impress people. And a lot of those people I don't even know anymore, which is crazy because, like, I always tell people, I spent so much money trying to impress people. If I had it all back, it'd be impressive. Imagine if you could have all the money back you wasted. Bottom service and weed. And I know you some bitches smoke weed because like there's Visine back there for the speakers. Why would there be Visine in case you need Visine? But long story short, man, it's the money gauge is when you start making a little bit of discretionary income. Do yourself a favor and don't blow it. Don't spend it trying to make everybody think you're cool. You know, use that money to grow your business. Use that money to build a personal brand, to hire a photographer or a videographer, to hire the vendors. Use the money wisely. Otherwise, you're going to make a shit ton of money for 10 years and you're going to end up broke. If that money box, that money gauge is broken, you'll tell because you make a lot of money, you live well, but your bank accounts are empty. Your investments are empty. Your nest egg is empty. Who's been there? Who is there right now? Shit, I'm just getting out of there. And I still feel like I'm behind. Like every time now I get money, I give it, I get rid of it. My wife hates it. Every time she sees it, she's like, yeah, we go. I'm like, oh, don't have that money. That's invested now. You want to invest that money, use that money. Imagine walking up to somebody, they're building something. You go, what are you doing? You say, I'm building a birdhouse, but they're using a butter knife. You look over, there's a whole tool shed full of tools. Why don't you use the tools? You're like, no, I'm saving those. And why do people save their money? Because they remember being broke, and they have a scarcity mindset. They don't want to go be broke again. So once we start making a little bit of money, guess what we do? We hold on to it, we stop risking, and we stop taking chances. You want to kick ass in life? Take chances. Risk. Okay, risk is usually just opportunity. Most people are afraid of it. Don't be afraid. If you're afraid, go do that Sacred Six, folks. I hope to see you guys next time there's an AlphaCon, and I want to hopefully be the reason you guys all not get rich. That'll happen automatically. That you all fucking love yourself.